All right, boys and girls, what's up? It's the Salty Vet back with another video. It is a beautiful day outside. It is Tuesday, November the 4th. And more than likely today, Zoran Mamdani is going to be elected as the mayor of New York City. I'm here for it. I'm rooting for it. Because I think that the people that continually want free shit and are sold by charisma and don't understand what they're asking for, they deserve it. I'm here for it. I'm rooting for him to win just so they can get a taste. Two quotes, both from Thomas Sowell. Quote, "I have never understood why it's greed to want to keep the money you earn, but not greed to take someone else's money." Unquote. That's literally socialism. Second quote, "Socialism is a wonderful idea. It is only as a reality that it has been disastrous. Among people of every race, color, and creed all around the world, socialism has led to hunger in countries that used to have surplus food to export. Nevertheless, for many of those who deal primarily in ideas, socialism remains an attractive idea, in fact, seductive. Its every failure is explained away as due to the inadequacies of particular leaders." And you will hear that. You've heard that from Bernie. You've heard that from AOC. You've heard that from Mamdani, I think, to some degree. They didn't do it right, or it'll be different because I'm doing it. And just the ego behind that statement. and there's two main problems with socialism. If you just zoom out, one, people that root for it do not track the cause and effect of this policy, of most any economic policy specifically. And two, it's based on envy. I don't have what that person has, and I want it. So you go get Big Brother, i.e. the government, who has a monopoly on taking things by force, and you get them to do it. So Tom Billy brought up a cross-sectional study that was done some time ago that I believe is at the heart of a lot of socialism. Now, some people come at it from a place of goodness. We want to help, we want to help those who can't help themselves, blah, blah, blah. I'm fine with that. Socialism is literally not the answer. But this cross-sectional study showed that the feelings of envy, rather than purely rational attributions like intentionality. So what this thing showed is that people consistently, if given the option between helping the poor or punishing the rich, will choose to punish the rich even if it doesn't help the poor. Right? Two things can be true at the same time. That's called envy. That's called jealousy. Now, I don't understand that. I've never been jealous about anything or any person ever for any reason. It's my job. It's my responsibility to make my way in this world. It's not the government's job to help me. It's not, somebody else's. I've had help along the way, sure, from family, but it's not the government's job to help me take from somebody else. So it says young Americans, especially those under 30, display a much stronger resentment toward the rich. Nearly 40% of this demographic say it's quote unquote immoral for society to allow anyone to become a billionaire. And about 35% of people under 30 even say violence against the rich can sometimes be justified. Violence because you did well in life. I don't know what word you would use for that other than insanity. Roughly 61% favor increased taxes on those making more than $200,000, demonstrating a desire to see the rich contribute more. $200,000 is not a lot of money. If you're in Tennessee and you make $200,000, you're living a really good life. If you're in New York, you can't afford an apartment for $200,000. If you're making $200,000, pretty much any state on the West Coast, and a bunch in the Northeast. So the socialism is driven by emotion. It is not driven. That I don't understand how somebody can look at this and rationally think through how this is a good idea. Right? It's driven by emotion. We want to take back what's ours. I have a right to. First of all, you don't have a right to live anywhere. That's just fucking crazy. And I'm sick of this. Healthcare is not a right. Health insurance. Let me back up. Health insurance is not a right, and the left a lot of times conflates those two. Healthcare and health insurance are two totally different things. We have safety nets for healthcare, yes. Health insurance is not a right. Education is not a right. Just because you want to live in New York doesn't mean you can. But he's going to, a lot of the stuff he's saying, I don't even think he has the power to do as mayor. But let's take the buses right quick, and then I'll button this up. He's going to make the buses free. Okay? So what is it that you think is going to happen when you make them free? More people will ride the buses. Okay? You haven't thought through the fact that you have a massive homeless problem in New York City. Where do you think they're going to go now that they have a free, warm spot to sleep? I would. I think. So is that going to make people feel safer, more safe, or less safe? Or even want to be around, a bunch of homeless people on a bus? So now they're going to be forced to drive to get to work because they don't want to be on the bus with homeless people. Like, you see, like he hasn't, and Tom Bilyeu made an outstanding point. And the point is, Mamdani is either completely ignorant economically, or he's evil. Those are your two options. But again, I'm here for it. I am. I'm rooting for him. I hope he wins because I want to see this thing play out because it's never worked in its pure form. In its purest form, it's never worked. You always have to add free markets to it to make it work. Because once you remove the incentive to work, now you have to force people to work. Like, that's just all there is to it. So we'll see how it goes. I don't think it's going to end well. And I'm already seeing reports that up to 1 million people who don't support him are going to leave. And again, one more thing, and follow this through the cause and effect. If there's a point at which the wealthy are mobile, right? They're mobile. They're not stuck. And if you ding them too much with taxes, they will just leave. What do you do then? And this is my case for the fact that anybody would say there shouldn't be billionaires. That's just the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Who do you think creates jobs? Like you think the government's doing it? There probably are people that think that. These people are mobile. They can go anywhere in the world they want to live. And if you make it difficult for them to live in the place that they are because you're dinging them every time they turn around, they will just up and leave. And now that tax base is just gone. These are things I don't think Mamdani has thought about. Please think about them. Y'all be cool.